Hi, and welcome back to the weekly review with me, Nora. So now it is a common knowledge that the budget 2013 will be election focused, and any new measures to be introduced shall be riot-friendly. So analysts believe the property sector would be under the spotlight in the upcoming budget. So to set the record straight, weekly review had a chat with an interview with T.A Securities Holdings Berhad, Analyst Research Wendy Thiam Chiann Wen, more about the budget 2013 expectations. Let's have a look.
Hi, I'm Kuang Trans from Lenovo Malaysia. You are watching the weekly review on channel 127 UniFi.
It is a common knowledge that budget 2013 will be election focused, or I believe any new measures to be introduced in this upcoming budget shall be rakyat-friendly. It is expected that property sector will be under focus, will be under the spotlight, because what we see is that the majority who have responded to Prime Minister survey, they have actually put affordable housing as their top wish list. So after drawing various clues from the comments made by REDA as well as the Ministry of Housing and Local Government Ministry, it can be relatively certain that there will be some new measures or policy to be announced in this budget. But however, I think I look forward to equal goodies or incentive to be given for the developers. So first and foremost, I think the government will give emphasis to affordability issues. This will be the key highlight for this budget, I believe. So to address the affordability issue, I expect the government to speed up the land sales program, maybe via open tender progress, and also they might review more concrete plans on development of the government lands. This is to allow more affordable homes to be built on that piece of land, because property developer, the main reason they don't want to involve in affordable housing is that land cost is too expensive. They are not able to get large piece of land for affordable housing. And I believe RI at Sungai Buloh will be the next major development, because last year Prime Minister he mentioned about KLIFT, which now currently named as Tun Razak Exchange. So I believe this year Prime Minister will announce more on RI land. It is also because EPF has already concluded the deal recently with RI. Other than that, I also think that the government may increase the borrowing capacity for the first home buyer, because the feedback from my first home scheme is that the income eligibility of 3,000 is too little for them to get a decent house in KL or in the Klang Valley. So maybe I believe the government may consider to increase the income eligibility, the requirement to 6,000 from 3,000 currently. This is actually to at par with Prima. Prima homes income eligibility is set at 6,000. Secondly, I think for this budget, everyone is actually expecting the government to introduce some cooling measures, some measures to curb the speculating purchases. But as I mentioned earlier, this will be an election budget, so I do not expect the policymaker to announce some really harsh measures. I believe the policymaker will try to avoid strong counter-growth measures, which may have negative implications to economic growth. Right. So therefore, I think the government the measures that the government will be introduced will be specifically targeted at speculator. So for instance, the government may introduce seller stamp duty, for sales of residential property in 2013 next year, and dispose the property within 1 year of acquisition. So I think to be specifically targeted at those speculators who typically own more than 2 residential units, the government may opt to impose this seller stamp duty on individual with more than 2 outstanding mortgages loan.
So these 2 outstanding mortgages loan, the thing is, so the government will do like impose RPGT to them. And
this
like
is selling. I think it's maybe additional stamp duty to them, additional. So it would, because it wouldn't be fair if this is my first house, because due to certain issue I got to relocate to overseas, I have to sell it. Then you penalize me because of that. This is my first home, but this is not out of my control. So I believe if for speculator, the third house would be more viable for the government to do so. And of course, I do not rule out the government may revert the RPGT payable back to the original position, ranging from 30 to 5%, depending on the holding period. Okay.
So the RPGT is going to be, as proposed by the government, will be increased by 10% then, right?
From 20%.
From 20%.
Yeah. Because previously, previously the RPGT prior to 2007, it was for the disposal within the first and second year. The RPGT was set at 30%. So it was abolished in 2007, and last budget effect increased to 10%. 10%. So we do not rule out the possibility to increase it back to 30%.
So just want to ask, it is being abolished in 2007.
And it is reintroduced again in 2010.
Why is that? It's just like the NIP.
This is following the crisis.
I see.
To spur the domestic demand.
Oh, so we can see that the budget is actually public centric.
Yes.
So there's going to be a lot more benefit to the
Yes.
public. So right now, maybe we speculate that the government should increase the ceiling price or the ceiling salary from 3K to 6,000 ringgit. I mean, is it viable for the public then?
This is mainly for the first home buyer. So because for those who earn below 3,000, they could probably only can get homes below 200,000. So if the government would really is trying to help the first time buyer, recent graduate, they might consider to raise the ceiling to 600,000 so that they can buy house price at 300,000.
I see. So actually, right now the government, can we say, fishing the vote from the public itself? I mean, is it this or all these benefits going to be beneficial to the public? Yes, I mean, for the layman, for the mid to low income earners, right? So, but isn't it enough for the government to help the public? Because I mean, I think all of this so-called helping or bantuan or benefits to the public is going to deter the government's capacity in building their own developments, right?
That's why they need to do that through land sales program, having joint venture with the private developer to make sure this affordable housing it will be a success plan.
Also, who do you think the developers, the affordable housing developers that will get more projects because of this affordability of housing?
I think those award-winning developers will stand a greater chance to undertake this massive township planning. I believe in our stock coverage, I believe SP Setia, Sunway, Masing, these are those who has the experience in building massive township, I believe, and also they have the deep pocket to kickstart this kind of massive project which may requires a lot of infrastructure works. I believe they stand a good chance to involve in this project.
Right. So for the long haul, the projects for KVMRT, do you think that for the long run will affect the redevelopment or development of new projects for affordable housing?
Of course, now there are various parties urging the government to release more land actually along the MRT line. So I believe the government will move towards this direction to solve the affordability issues.
Okay. Right now, again with the developers, what are other benefits for the developers? I mean, right now, I was thinking, okay, I'm a developer here. I mean, the the raw material cost is rising,
labor cost is rising.
So what am I to do for developer? The government asked me to sell the house so low that I will actually, you know, high deficit. So
I think in this budget, the government will announce some. I believe the government will announce some incentive or provide some goodies to the developer who has contributed to building affordable homes. So based on our checks, the property developer are hoping to see the abolishment of low-cost quota, and also they are asking for the auto release of the unsold Bumi Putra units mechanism, because nowadays eventually the property developer, the additional holding costs imposed actually arising from low cost units and also unsold Bumi Putra units. This additional cost is actually spread out among the other units, so they have to, no choice, they have to price this higher. So we believe if the government may provide this kind of incentive for the developer, for those who has contributed to affordable housing, they can enjoy auto release of Bumi Putra units, and they might they can replace the low cost units quota by the medium cost quota. So I think this is more viable to encourage the bigger boys to involve in the mass-produced affordable home in the long run.
Right.
I think the proposed MRT is a very good direction. So to move to provide housing area for those who works in the Golden Triangle area. So I believe with the LRT extension, MRT, and also the upcoming line 2 and 3, it would serve a better connectivity for the working urbans to commute from the suburban area to the Klang Valley. I believe working adults, they don't really like to, I work in the city and I stay in the city, provided I can get a home outskirt and it provides me a good accessibility. I can commute easily. I think working families would prefer to stay in the outskirts of the city.
Well, there you go. So, you know, right here I'm sitting in the Full House Sunway Giza Mall boutique itself, carrying the name or the brand Full House. But that was T.A Securities Holdings Berhad Research Analyst Wendy Thiam Chiann Wen giving us insight on what to expect for the upcoming budget 2013. Right then, so Weekly Review takes a short breather right now. Don't forget to send us your feedbacks on the show at weeklyreviewcapital@gmail.com or hashtag weeklyreviewcapital on Twitter. So after the break, like having a chef in your own home now? Are you curious? Stay tuned with us.